How are you? Okay, we are recording. We are live. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on tonight on this Tuesday, October night. My name is Shanna McDonald, and like I said, I'm from Gig Harbor, Washington. I have three kids. We titled this, Zoom for all the parents, attention all parents, and so this may be for you. I have three kids. My oldest is 22. My my son Cameron, my daughter Kayla, who's 18, and my youngest, who's 10. And I just always had, uh, my goal in life. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to have a career. I wanted to be the stay-at-home mom. And I came from, divorced parents. And as soon as, I had the best of, the first 9 years of my life. My mom was home with me, and I just loved her being there when I got off the bus. She'd take me to school. But then when my parents divorced, I saw a lot less of my mom, and she worked many jobs, and I just always wanted to be that stay-at-home mom. That was like my goal. And when I met my husband, I was 19 years old working at a drugstore, and he just had a top food and drugs, grocery store. And we just, started having a family pretty young and got married. And, but I always felt like I wanted to make a side gig and be the stay at home mom. So I answered a work from home ad way back when my son was 2 years, my oldest was 2 years old. And that happened to be one of the largest network marketing companies. I don't know if you've heard of Herbalife, but it was a big one. And I didn't know what the heck network marketing or direct sales or whatever it was. I just answered the work from home ad. And but that did introduce me to a great opportunity of, the side hustle, the work from home, doing these businesses from the comfort of my home around my kids. And that was totally my thing. I remember going to Louisiana Superdome for the first time, didn't even know what a convention was. It was just an eye opening experience. And I see all these people, mind you, I was up in the nosebleed section at Louisiana Superdome. So, but I saw hundreds of people walk across the stage with paychecks, huge checks. And I was like hearing their stories. I was like, man, they're college or high school dropouts and they're making this kind of money. And I looked at my husband, I was like, babe, this, we can do this too. And so that was kind of my intro to network marketing. And I will just say, 20 years later, I've tried many in my time, but nothing has come close to this opportunity. Health and wellness has been my passion as well. I saw my mom struggle with a lot of health challenges, and I just have always felt like I can really impact people's lives with a nutritional product. And, we all know what's going on in today's time. If we really focus on health care versus sick care, we can really make a huge difference. So I just, as soon as I had that cup of coffee, and I was introduced with, from this with Mark and Judy, and she shared a cup of coffee with me. And honestly, that first cup, and mind you, I was in a previous company. I didn't have a ton of success. It was a really expensive product. Didn't really give huge results, but the science was there. And so when I tried this cup of coffee, I was like, girl, this is incredible. My mind just, I woke up, I was like, I couldn't eat. Like, K moms, who has a Cheez It addiction? Like when you're packing kids' lunch and you're like, oh, these Cheez Its, like I couldn't stop eating just a handful. And it was like, they didn't even, sound good. I didn't even want one. And it was like cardboard. And I was like, this coffee is crazy. I'm going to run like the wind with this. And so I just went out and shared a cup of coffee with my friends. And it has been the absolutely most rewarding opportunity, business, impact products that was so easy to share with my friends. And, for the first time, I started making more money than just I started making more than just covering my auto ship. I started actually bringing in, uh, my checks kept getting bigger and bigger. And I remember the first 2 months getting 60 customers just by sharing a simple cup of coffee with my friends. And I remember after 6 months, we were just blowing up. And that was when my husband quit his job of 21 years. Um, I replaced all of his income and then some for the first time in my adult life, Mama Shanna was paying the bills. And so it was just a huge blessing to our company. And not only just for me, but all of the people that have joined me on this journey. They've got their side hustle. And right now I'm currently homeschooling my 10-year-old. I have the freedom to, to do this from, in the comforts, nooks and crannies of my day in between lessons and, the grocery store parking lot. We have a phone-based business now versus the home-based business. And I love that concept for all the active parents out there. Whether you're at a soccer game, you can do this anywhere. Hey kids, hold on. I'm just sharing some coffee with people, and they see you're excited, and it's just so incredibly rewarding. So that's kind of my story. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Of course, there's lots more you could say, but it's just really been a huge blessing, and I love it. I love the community and where we're going from here. So I'm going to ask Ashley nicely to share her story, if you would, and you can take it away.
Awesome. Hello. My name is Ashley Nicely. I am from Indiana. I am also a stay-at-home mom to 3. We have a huge blended family of 6, but 3 of them are grown and gone now. So we have 3 kids at home. I decided to become a stay-at-home mom probably about 7 or 8 years ago, just because the rising childcare cost and everything that was just associated with it. We were actually losing money by me going to work every day, and it just didn't make sense anymore. So I have always been a very independent person. So even before I met my husband, it was hard for me to let go of having the financial income to be able to just do little things like take my kids out to McDonald's or grab the toy off Amazon that they want. Without having to be like, hey babe, can I get a couple of dollars, having to justify. So I started these products just over a year ago. Within 30 days, I knew I had to be sharing this stuff. It completely changed my life. I went from I would say a distant, kind of angry, sad, sleepy momby is what I like to call it. I wasn't a zombie, but I was definitely a momby. And so they changed my life. They completely flipped everything around. I felt like I got myself back. And so from there, I was like, this stuff is so amazing. And I started sharing it with people and sending them to my upline. And she's like, no, girl, you have to share this stuff. And so we also have a seasonal business. So it's a landscaping business, and it was October when I signed up, and I just thought it was the perfect opportunity for me to try and bring in an income, especially during those winter months when we do have to pinch a little more than what we do in the summertime, So it's just been a life-changing experience for the first time in probably 5 years. I have been able to buy Christmas. I've been able to buy my husband his birthday presents and anniversary presents without being like, can I have some money for your present? And just being able to do things like take the kids to McDonald's without having to decide if it's in the budget or not, So it's just been completely life-changing. And the simplicity of what we do here just makes it so much easier to reach your goals that you are trying to reach. So
that's awesome. I can so relate to all of that. I was like, I used to also wait tables at night, and while my husband worked days because we didn't want to pay for daycare. I wanted to be the ones to take him to school and pick him up. So I can totally relate to that. And thank you so much for sharing. What a great, great story. And the next one, we have Jennia. If you would like to share your story, that would be fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited that I get to share my story with all of you tonight. Thanks so much for hopping on. I always say that if you're on this call, somebody invited you here and they care about you an awful lot, because these products are completely life-changing. So I've actually been with the company longer than a year, which I think is awesome that we still are bringing on people, because this is such a revolutionary idea. Plus, I've been taking the products nonstop for 3 years. So a lot of people will always say, oh my gosh, I'm going to take it, and after like 2 months, you know, I'm not going to know, like 3 years, these products for me have been absolutely amazing. So I actually am a former single mom. I'm a mom of 2, and I'm also a former paramedic and firefighter. A lot of people don't see that when they see my face or they see my social media, but I used to fight fires and run around at the firehouse and run on an ambulance. So pretty much 3 years ago, I realized that I was overworked, underpaid. If you don't know how much paramedics make, they're hired by the city. So they make a decent living, about $40,000 a year, but then they usually work a second job because they are on off so many shifts. So you're working lots of nights, you're not seeing a family, which can be difficult for a mom. I used to fly in med flight before I even had kids. So I had a pretty awesome, crazy, passionate and emotional career, especially being a woman. And so when you work in a hospital as a paramedic, you make about $16 an hour. And for me, that was really big money. $16 an hour for 12-hour shifts, 3 to 4 days a week. And it's a lot of hard work. Okay. So when I was pregnant with my second child, I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm just tired. I'm burnt out. I was starting to have PTSD. I could not sleep very well, especially when I used to work night shift. If you can imagine coming home at 8 a.m., trying to get to sleep by 9, and then waking up at 5 p.m. and realizing you haven't seen your kids, you haven't done any of like the household chores, and you have to go into work with an hour commute and an hour back, living in Wisconsin in the snow, you literally are living on like zero energy. So I actually saw somebody post about this coffee on social media, and I thought, okay, well, that doesn't work. But that's nice that she has this cute post, right? If it does work, she's got a multi-million-dollar idea. At the time, I had actually just finally quit the hospital. I was staying at home and I really just needed some extra money because, like Ashley was saying, you pay so much in daycare. So by the time I came home, I realized I was only bringing like $200 to the table by the time I was paying my daycare, my insurance, and my car note, right? So I actually signed up with the company without trying the products because I am a very energetic and passionate person, hence my former career as a paramedic firefighter. I like a lot of action. I like excitement. I like to make decisions on the fly, and I work very well under pressure. So it's like, I'll sign up. It's a great, oh my gosh, like, come on, a kit for $250 and like signing up plus with your $49 for your website. What a deal, right? The coffee finally came. I tried it and I was like, okay, let's see if it still works. And literally 3 years later, I'm still taking the products. So I ran with it. I was on my way out of a marriage that wasn't very healthy for me. And I can tell you, to be a single mom and not have to be on assistance and not have to be on food stamps, not saying that that's bad, but obviously those types of programs can kind of get you into a rut, and it's really hard to get out of that, especially when you're trying to work and you have little ones. To be able to move away from a relationship that wasn't serving me very well, to be able to furnish my apartment with all new things. I could just go on Wayfair and Amazon and I could pick out the things that were actually mine, to be able to secure an apartment, to get a new SUV that I knew was safe for my kids, and to have that financial power. And I will say, if you've ever been a single mom or divorced, to be able to walk into court and to show that you make more than your ex-husband was a very glorifying moment for me. You can call me like crazy, or maybe I was riding the petty train, but I knew at that minute that when I walked into the courthouse and people said, wait, you sell coffee? Oh my gosh, you've only been doing this a couple years and like you've retired yourself and you don't have to, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I pay my ex-husband child support. For that type of financial independence as a woman, all I can say is that's what has made me stay here and what has allowed me to spread the coffee. And like they said, the simplicity. We now have Unwind. I'm drinking it right now. It helps with sleep. We have a Happy Cap. We have a weight loss system now with a great shake that tastes amazing. We have coffee. The fact that I know that there are other single moms struggling that can't provide that for their children, it's just so empowering to be able to just walk in and say, I've got it covered. You know what I mean? I do one of those social media things and it actually works. So that's my story. The products are simple. The compensation plan is absolutely amazing. And real quick, I'll say this before I end it. Network marketing has been the only place that I can see my full efforts of work being fully rewarded. So when you worked at the hospital, it didn't matter how many cath labs you ran up to the floor. It didn't matter how many compressions you did. It didn't matter how many people you saved or didn't save, or how much blood you took or whatever. I still only got paid $16 an hour. I only got 1 week of vacation a year, and I would have to trade my holidays. I always wanted Christmas, so I'd work New Year's Eve so that the younger firefighters could go out and party and have their good time if they would work my Christmas shift, right? Because I only would get like 1 major holiday off and then 1 week of vacation. It didn't matter how much overtime I put in. I was never appreciated, and I was always overworked and underpaid. And in network marketing, if you want to just share a couple cups of coffee with some friends and get your discount and earn your product for free, fantastic. But if you want to run with it, like some of the ladies on this call have done tonight, and be able to furnish an apartment because you need to do that, then you have that option. You are fully rewarded for how much you work. So that's all I have. That's my story. And it's been a life-changing company. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's absolutely amazing. And bravo to you. I love hearing stories like that. It really is about empowering all parents. Like, we all have, especially nowadays, it's really tough out there, and we want to, do and provide what we can for our children. And a lot of people out there are, going through hard times with their careers, or, what's going on in school sometimes. And when we can actually take control of our lives and do whatever we can to just provide an amazing, incredible life for our kids, it's just so rewarding. I can't imagine any other profession that I just couldn't do anything else. I love this so much. So thank you, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed these stories, and you can share this recording if you have other people out there that you want to share it with. I mean, we are here to help. We're here to inspire and encourage each other. And just thank you so much for coming on tonight on this Tuesday night. That's it. So thanks, everybody. Have a great, great night, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you.